Hello, you're listening to No Kids, No Pain. I'm Romina Puma.
And I'm Luca Cupani, and this podcast is about the choice of being child-free.
Each week we will explore the topic of choosing not to have kids.
And we would love to hear from you too.
If you decide to be child-free,
don't feel guilty, this is the podcast for you.
And if you have kids,
here's what you're missing out.
Hello everyone, we are back with a new episode. Hi Luca.
Hi Romina, hello. Yes, we are ready and
we have a new topic, yeah.
Yes.
So it's a topic that it was suggested by a listener, so thank you listener for that. And we looked into cafes and restaurants child-free.
Yes.
Yeah, so we found a couple restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah. But overall, it's really hard to find cafes that, probably because in the end of the day, mums are probably the
valuable customers, good customers.
The only customers. No, I'm not saying the only customers, but probably most of the customers there because they are at home looking after the child. So they go for a walk with other mums in the afternoon and they go for a coffee. But there is a whole other section of people that they work from home. So maybe they go to work to a cafe. So
it's true. Yeah, I don't know how do they select customers. Maybe it happens. I don't know. Maybe if you're in a gentrified area, there are a lot of self-employed professional hipster.
Yeah.
Then
probably because I don't know. Maybe if you are in like Liverpool Street area, Bank area, Canary Wharf area, there are mums there. Don't get me wrong. It's not that there aren't any, but probably the demographic there is more people that are there for work.
Yeah, because
so not just for a stroll.
Because I feel that these two type of customers. So you have the moms with the newborn babies, so they are in maternity leave, and they have time, of course. And the toddlers are not are in prams, so they do not walk. They might scream like eagles. Yeah. That's what they do.
I don't know what's worse, to have a screaming baby or a running around toddler. Because I used to work in a restaurant and we had kids, obviously, because in restaurant is where, there is no restriction like in pubs that you have the restriction at 9 o'clock out. Kids are not allowed after 9 o'clock. In restaurants, yes, they're allowed. And obviously we had all sorts, but the worst, again, I can't decide which one is worst. Because the running around toddler for me as a waitress is dangerous. Because, I have in my hands hot food or a tray full of glasses. And, God knows how many times I'm nearly, fall over with all of that.
I think it's about, if you're like a creative, self-employed person who works with your laptop, you want a quiet place for sure. Yeah. So maybe you look for cafes where there are other people like you, very silent with it. Yeah. Also, you have a noise cancelling headphones. So might help.
Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, but it can be. I have that kind of headphones.
Yeah.
But you can hear anyway.
Okay.
Good luck if you have a screaming baby next to you.
Okay.
Yeah. You need to be deaf. That's the only way.
But I would say when the kids, when they're very young, they eat and they sleep and they need to be changed. And I think that they scream, but the mom usually are an experience, so they take some time for them to find out what type of scream are they listening. Like, is this because they're hungry or is it tired?
Shame that it doesn't change the scream. Maybe we can do wah if they're hungry.
This is something we do not know because we don't have the experience.
I doubt it.
But maybe I'm sure that parents might tell you, no, I know exactly what he wants, or maybe they would.
But maybe not because they hear something different in the scream. It's just because maybe they just changed him or just fed him, so that rules those things out, and so it's something else.
Could be, but again, I believe in that case, parents are at the beginning of their experience, and I would say like this. So I start judging them only when they do not make any effort to placate the kid. Like
but maybe, just saying maybe, they had enough and they tried already everything and nothing works and they keep screaming and they just gave up.
No, but then bring them and walk somewhere with them, because I'm adding another layer to this very multi-layered conversation we're having. I go to church and I remember that so the good thing here in the UK, both in the Church of England or Catholic Church, I attend both, just in case.
All of them.
Kids are usually, at the beginning of the service, kids are go to another place where they can still follow the service if they want. Maybe there's
with the priest looking after them.
No, the priest is no. I do not. No, the priest is celebrating the service, and there's some responsible for the young people or the young kids, or sometimes there are also rooms for moms with their toddlers, and they can listen to the service, but we cannot listen to the kids screaming. So it's perfect. It's the best of both worlds.
So they created a sort of a play area for kids,
like a smoking area in the airport where you can have your thing. In Italy, they don't do this almost never. So
because in Italy, baby, are a piece of your heart.
Our little angels who never got wrong. So the problem is that sometimes you don't hear anything because there's just a kid who's screaming for whatever reason they are. And that's when I started judging, because I remember that when the considerate parents would walk the kid out the church, so they did try to placate him somewhere and then bring him back when he's quiet. Others just don't care. Others they don't listen, they space out. I don't know, and then everyone has to share.
But because I think
the pain.
Because they probably they think that the ignoring thing is the way to go.
Or maybe they're used to this kind of screaming. I don't know. So I judge when they do not make any effort to be considerate about other people. And I think, okay, probably, yes, we are saying it would be lovely to have places where only family with kids can go, and when only child-free people can go. But I think
if you got, like, I've been into a cafe, maybe, if you... as a comedians, we always say, read the room.
Yeah.
And maybe people, when they enter a place, they should read the room. Because, like, I went into a cafe that, I think a group of mums would be out of place there because there were lots of people there on their laptop. One of those cafes that they go there and they have... That's why a cup of coffee was... super expensive, because those are the kind of places where they buy a cup of coffee
and they stay for 4 hours.
They stay for the whole 8 hours work and they're working there. Imagine if a mom with a little baby, screaming baby, comes in. They will... all those people that are working, they will run away.
I think we found a possible solution, because we are trying to separate different worlds. Like, I want a child-free cafe, I want a family-friendly cafe. But then, of course, the more you create division, because then maybe someone might say, okay, I want a dog-friendly place. No, I don't want a dog. So then you create more and more division when it is down to manners and education. Like, it's the same even for, imagine you have a child-free coffee place and there's someone very rude who's listening to his phone without a headset or shouting and bothering everyone, behaving like a giant toddler. that's about education. There should be some sort of common sense among people. Like, okay, is my presence somehow annoying most of the people in this coffee? Is there anything I can do to maybe make everyone else more
but again, as you
comfortable?
said, is a matter of manners and common sense. But some people just don't flipping care.
I know some parents are very well considered, and I remember when I don't have memory of myself as a kid running across tables.
Oh, I couldn't even dirt myself with food that I would be grounded.
Yeah, maybe your parents were a bit too strict, especially your mom. But I think that I remember when I was too young, probably we didn't go to restaurant because I couldn't go to. I mean, I was too young. Even and in church, I think they take turn. My parents, like
one was looking after them,
yes,
one was
because there's some age where you're not really
you don't understand what's going on.
You can't ask a 1-year-old kid, be silent, be still, be quiet for an hour because we're gonna worship God. It's a difficult concept.
I remember when I was about, let's say, 5, 6, 7-year-old, more or less. And I was still we were still living in Germany, but we used to go to Italy for holidays, and my mom and I and my dad was staying back to work, and so we used to go to my uncle, and I remember we used to go out every now and then for pizza, and we always went to this place. Well, the pizza was good, obviously, but it also had an outside space, playground, and I remember I loved going on the swings. Because I was such a bad kid, and I used to go really high, really high. And what I loved was to jump. You know, when he goes forward and then jump. But once I didn't jump the right way, the right moment.
So you hurt yourself.
And I hurt my finger, and I normally receive the pizza. I have like one slice, and then I was, too excited. I got to play now. I got to bye. And I went back. My pizza was still there. I didn't say anything because otherwise my mom used to give me interests. That's what she used to say.
Additional pay.
And I had my whole pizza in silence. Something happened. No, all good.
Did your mom notice that you crashed out of the...
Probably, but it was like, no, don't say anything. But there are lots of places now that they have the kids area. Good. Restaurants that they have. I don't know here, but in Italy it happens a few times that I went.
Here they also give you crayons or something to draw, which keeps the kid busy, and so it's
also in Italy.
Okay, good that it's happening. Before it wasn't like that, and so you just had a kid that was bored because of course you don't appreciate something that is more for adult entertainment. Let's say sounds bad, adult.
But I think you can find this kind of stuff in Italy. I'm saying here you can have it more or less everywhere. You have it. In Italy, it's more like if you go like to chain places.
Yes.
But I just came back from a little holiday in my town, and so we went with my cousin. They have a little girl, and it's let's go out for dinner. Can we go here? That there is a soft play area. I say, yeah, all right. So we can, eat at the table and be relaxed and have a chat while she's playing. So that was the plan, which went completely out the window when we got there, because there were other kids playing in this play area, but they were utter criminals. There were like some plastic cubes and they were throwing it. And if it goes on your face, it will hurt you.
There should be some responsible, like some staff member.
There was no one, not even the parents cared. And so my cousin took turn to go there every now and then and check what was going on. So we didn't have a relaxed.
And then I think that's the problem, because it's like, and maybe we can come towards the conclusion, I have the feeling that having kids when they're very young in public spaces like restaurants or coffee is not much different than when either you smoke or you have a dog. It depends on how well behaved you are, because if you smoke in the face of someone else, that's annoying. You should go to the smoking area. If you have a dog who's well behaved, all good. If you have a pit bull unleashed with some
barks every 5
some
seconds.
behavioral issue that wants to bite the face of everyone, that's bad. So you should be responsible, and for your pet, your kid, or your smoking habit. That sounds, or for yourself anyway. And when you are an adult and you misbehave, staff usually tells you something. So why do they say that?
Because I think in a way, I mean, it's hard to have. I mean, unless you do all the restaurant child-free or child-friendly, so one way or the other, and then you can choose as a child-free person if you want to go to a child-friendly place. Otherwise, most places are very tiny, so it's a bit difficult to maybe, separate, do the two sections. I mean, if it's a big restaurant, then maybe you can create some areas blocking a little bit the noise or something. But most places are so small that sometimes I struggle to get in with the wheelchair, how small they are.
It's true. It's about being considerate, and I think in this country is better. In Italy, somehow, sometimes parents feel that I've got a kid, I'm not in control of anything, the kid knows better than anyone else.
Yeah, he's in charge.
The kid rule. Yeah. Okay, I think so what do you think about, if do you have experience, can you suggest places that are child-free or other solution to have a peaceful, to peaceful share places with kids and without kids? And let us know. You can email us at nokidsnopain@gmail.com or
you can comment or message us on social media, on Instagram, No Kids No Pain, or Twitter as well.
So see you next time. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Ciao.